Guys, my name's Nicholas Clark and I'm studying a Bachelor of Exercise and Sport Sciences through Central Queensland University. Now I'm currently researching the psychological effects of anabolic steroid use. Now this discussion will both portray the positive and negative effects using various journal articles. Okay, so anabolic steroids, also known as anabolic androgenic steroids, or AAS, are drugs that increase protein within cells, in particular skeletal muscle. These drugs were first made in the 1930s and are used for a variety of reasons, including muscle growth, rehabilitation, treatment for various conditions, doping, and to improve performance and appearance. The side effects of steroid use have been researched over the past half century, and results prove it can have severe physical and psychological consequences. However, some users argue the effects can also be positive. There have been countless studies completed on the physiological responses to the use of AAS. However, in the last decade, there has been a shift in focus towards the psychological effects. These psychological responses can be seen as in a negative or positive light. The negative psychological responses to AAS use are seen as increased aggression, violence, addiction, eating disorders, and the influence of using other illicit drugs. A recent study done by Beaver examined the link between anabolic androgenic steroid use and the aggressive and violent behaviours, some even resulting in homicide. They analysed data from the National Longitudinal Study of Adolescent Health. They then asked a series of questions involving a violence scale and steroid use to the responders of the study. Results illustrate that those who had used anabolic steroids at least once in their life or in the previous year had reported a greater involvement in violent behaviour. These results support a correlation between anabolic androgenic steroid use and a heightened violent behaviour. Similarly, a report done by Thorlinson and Haldorson investigated the use of AAS in 11,031 high school students from a national representative survey in Iceland. From the analysed data, they then focused on three major perspectives: the use of AAS as an individual motivated by success, the use of AAS shaped by social norms, and correlations between the use of AAS and other illicit substances. Now, as you can see here, Table 2 from their report illustrates a strong relationship between steroid use and the use of other substances. The findings summarised in this table indicate that those who smoke daily are about 1.8 times more likely to use AAS compared to those who do not smoke. A similar relationship is obtained for spit tobacco and alcohol. Regular use of both tobacco and alcohol increases the risk of steroid use significantly. There is also a strong relationship between steroid use and the use of illicit substances. These results prove there are correlations between AAS use and the use of other substances, forming addictive psychological patterns. Furthermore, a study done by Goldfield researched a correlation between unhealthy eating and weight control practices and the use of anabolic steroids in female bodybuilders and recreational female weight trainers. Questionnaires were designed to assess eating attitudes, body image, binge eating, anabolic steroid use, eating disorders, and general psychological characteristics. Results demonstrate that body dissatisfaction among competitors was associated with a 40% rate of anabolic steroid use. Now, this reflected a pattern of symptoms and behaviours that are consistent with muscle dysmorphia syndrome. This study conveys a strong relationship between steroid use and various psychological disorders, including eating disorders and muscle dysmorphia. Now, although numerous studies support the negative effects of steroid use, many users argue there are several positive psychological outcomes. These include increased self-confidence, self-esteem, better goal achievement, the ability to attract romantic partners, more power over others, greater sex drive, better concentration, and even more energy. A recent study done by Vassallo and Ulrich researched the psychological and behavioural effects of 39 males who had used AAS. They conducted in-depth interviews focusing on the impact of AAS that had on psychological functioning. 37 of the 39 men reported having positive outcomes, including increased muscle mass, strength, positive well-being, success in sport, academic improvement, and an improved healthy lifestyle. One participant even said, "It helped me make the football team and eventually gain a scholarship at the school." This not only shows the positive psychological effects of AAS use, but also displays the positive follow-on effects. Similarly, a study done by Hildebrand investigated the physical and psychological effects of AAS use on 500 male users. This research was conducted by an interactive web-based assessment. Results indicate a significant psychological benefit, as 88.1% reported enhanced self-esteem, 64.6% reported more power over others, and 55.4% reported better concentration levels, whilst only 2.2% reported having no psychological benefits. Relatedly, a study done by Ulrich and Ewing examined the perceptions of 10 male weight trainers who were using or had previously used AAS. The participants were subjected to in-depth interviews assessing their experience whilst using the drug. 9 of the 10 men described the experience favourably. The men described their gains in muscle mass, good workouts, and obtaining their set goals. Mentally, they reported feeling more alert, aggressive, and more tuned into their bodies. Some even reported greater effectiveness in their workplace. Other social themes, such as increased peer recognition, social status, sexual attraction, and compliments, were seen throughout the results. These results suggest there are various psychological benefits of taking AAS. Anabolic androgenic steroids have been subjected to countless studies over the past 50 years, and opinions involving their effects are still varied. Although many studies demonstrate it causes irreversible physical damage, the psychological aspects can be argued both desirable and undesirable. The articles support both sides, as they show AAS use can cause increased aggression, violence, addiction, eating disorders, and the influence of using other illicit drugs. However, they also support the increase of self-confidence, self-esteem, support better goal achievement, gives the ability to attract romantic partners, provides more power over others, a greater sex drive, better concentration, and even more energy. So in conclusion, I believe there are both significant positive and negative effects of anabolic androgenic steroid use. So I hope this discussion both showed the sides, positive and negative. And if you guys want to look more in depth in the research articles that are used, the reference list is just there. Thanks for listening.